What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at a FIFA 21 cheap meta team, and I do want to say, obviously the meta is not fully announced, but with the beta, with what we're going to see in the demo, you can kind of get a gist of what players are going to be good. Obviously, you've listened to people on Twitter, they can show you their teams that they're looking to get to start with, and today I thought I'd show you a relatively cheap hybrid meta team. So we're going to be building it into Footbin 21 squad builder. Obviously the whole database is not fully announced as of yet. I feel like that's been delayed. It should have probably been out by now, but we have got that delayed, so we've only going off basically what we've got already. There could be some really good cheap players coming in with obviously the full database being leaked, but we've only got so much, so it's what we're working with. Obviously this is going to be a day one, day two. I think if you go a week into FIFA, if you played this game before or just know a little bit about what to do with the market, packs, any kind of like FIFA points you're paying for, then you kind of can get a lot better team in the first week. Normally within the first 3-4 days, I'm normally looking at 86, 87s to start with. Obviously, you're not going mental and not going to buy Messi because he's going to drop in price or potentially could rise in price after the first week, depending on the meta and all of that good stuff. But this is going to be a very bog standard day one cheap meta. So we're going to jump into Foot 21. If you do like these videos, make sure you go down below. And if you want to press that like button and subscribe, that's always appreciated. We are about 11 days away from FIFA 21 content. We're all ready. We've got the Patreon up and running between myself and Nannik. The link is always down below for that. And if you want to join the Discord and talk about FIFA, we're going to have a fully fledged community going on into FIFA 21. We're starting FIFA 20, so let's get into this video and hopefully you enjoy. So then, we are looking at FIFA 21 squad builder cheap meta team, and to start with, we're gonna go one by one, and I'm basically it's a hybrid that does have the positions that are going to be quite cheap. I've kind of looked around a few of the decent players and I've kind of picked and then linked everyone. It is 100 chem. I think looking at my picture of it, there is one player on 7, everybody else is on 10. And to be honest, I think that's really okay at the game. By the end of FIFA last year, we kind of realised that people could be off chem, even if it's slight. Personally, I do like to get everyone on 10, but for the kind of justification of this video, I thought we'll get a full hybrid in. And to start with, in net, we're going to go with Trap. Obviously, he is more of a link player. Keeper wise, I don't know who's going to be the most meta keeper. I can guarantee that anyone in the 80, well, they're like the 78 to the 83 is not going to be the best keeper in the world. And to be honest, I don't see any of them being absolutely amazing. Like, we got a Pope one of the years. I think Foster was one of them. Whereas now we're looking at ter Stegen, we're looking at Oblak, we're looking at Edison, Alisson. They're all the top rated keepers. So I think Trap is going to be a nice one. I feel like he probably will be a little bit more expensive, but he does link the players in. So next up, we have got, if I could spell his name right, it is Pizchek, which we've got right there. Again, another link player, mainly for the centre-backs. He's not a bad card. I think out of the bunch of right-backs that we've got so far, he's not going to be that bad. Probably, again, on the little higher of value in terms of BBB, but for the link with his next teammate, which is going to be Big Boy Akanji, if I get the last letter in, 78 rated this year. I feel like he's going to be, let's just move that. I feel like he's going to be a decent player. 77 pace, I'm kind of justifying what pace is actually good in this game because we've had a massive pace downgrade. It's interesting to see what would actually be the kind of right pace to have for a centre-back. Last year it was 80 plus for me, especially from the start. If they had 80 plus pace, I'd be very happy. Whereas I feel like there's a lot of centre-backs this year with 60 to 70. So a 77 with his defending and physical, I'm very happy with that. And a very nice little duo there. And then Trap comes into link. And then we have one of the main mans that for me was really good in team of the season is Upamecano. What a centre-back. And he has that French link. So this what gives you multiple avenues to work in. Again, 77 pace, 81 physical, 79 defending. I feel like he'll be another cheap beast that you can get. And I think that pairing right there between Akanji and Upamecano is going to be a cracking one at best. Bundesliga, and that's why we have Trap there. I feel like he's going to be the best one out of a bunch so far we have in the database. And now that's what I really want to stress is that this is not a full database yet. When we get the full database, I may look at it again, try and make another one. Have a look and see if there's kind of positions that could have been filled by either cheaper players or maybe even better looking players for the price. It's mainly looking for the most effective players for the minimum price, and that's for me what a cheap meta team is. So then we go into the left back, which is going to be big boy Kamara. Again, left backs are a little bit scarce at the minute, but 88 pace. Defending, you could whack a chemistry style on him. I'm thinking day 1, day 2, he will definitely do. Obviously, I feel like a lot of people are going to go all out on their pace on their wings because that seems to be what works. In terms of what I saw in the beta, is heading was a good thing, and they've mentioned it in the trailer, in the kind of information that, I think it's manual headering is going to be the big thing. So hopefully that means that the wingers are going to be the ones to really look out for. So having that fast left back, right back, I know Piszczek is not the fastest, but again, I think Mbabu is going to be very, very expensive if he is still right back. I don't know if he went into CDM, but if we've got Kamara on the left, at least the right-hand side is going to be covered. I think that's going to be a cracking pace. So then we move on to the midfielder. So we've got big boy Chan. Obviously, he moved from Juventus into BVB, which provides a cracking link for me. Obviously, an 82. Maybe, again, on day 1, a little bit more expensive, but I don't feel like he'll be up there with the most. I feel like Llorente, people like that who are going to have that hype around him, is going to be mentally expensive. Whereas I think Chan potentially could go under the radar. And especially with his partner in crime, we've got Delaney, an 81 rated. And you just look, they're very nice central midfield cards, and I think that's what's going to be nice, is having that kind of trio in the free. I've kind of gone for more CM cards than DM cams, just because I feel like that will hold the midfield. You could have one pushing back. I think Delaney definitely, well, in fact, I think both of them could, but for me, I'd probably have Chan in the middle. Obviously for chem wise, it'll be Delaney there. I don't know if it does make a difference, but we have him there, so he'll drop back and we can have Delaney and then big boy Sissoko sitting there. And I think Sissoko this year may not be the most meta player we can get, but I think for the rating, for the price, and for the nation, I feel like he's going to be very effective in that midfield role. He has dropped a hell of a lot in terms of his overall attributes, in terms of rating-wise, but I still think for day 1, he's going to be quite a meta player to have to be able to run that midfield. Like I said, if we've got Delaney and Sissoko chilling in that midfield, just passing the balls down the wing or into the strike to pass to the wingers, I feel like they're going to be a nice trio to have. Chan can be sitting at the back, making that defensive role, and then we have one that's going to be very nice to get, and I feel like he will be very cheap, is Sarr, the Watford right mid, 94 pace, 80 dribbling, and 77 shooting. Again, a sniper can absolutely sort out his shooting, and then obviously get a bit of dribbling as well. And I think we are choosing a lot of these players with no in-game stats whatsoever. So it could be that these players have got atrocious in-game stats, and it could be all pace, no finishing, all penalties, free kick accuracy but no passing. We don't know that. We're judging literally off face value, and I hate doing that because you don't know the in-games. This is just it's just a guess as such. We know, we've played FIFA before. We know what cards look good. We know that last year Sissoko was decent. We know Akanji had a little bit of a nice little tone to him to start with. Mercado had a great season throughout, so I'm hoping they kind of upgrade him a little bit. Piszczek, a little bit average. Sarr looks very nice. And we have got another Watford player that is going to be the Colombian Suarez. 86 pace, 78 shooting, 71 dribbling. Going to be cheap, 75 rated. He's going to be a cheap, quick, and hopefully good at finishing player. Again, a sniper, a hunter, a deadeye, whatever you want to put on him, as long as you get that finishing up. It's going to be a very nice strong link to Sarr right there, and quite a quick player to play up front and really test them defenders. And then finally, we have a Wolves player who's managed to get him. We could go with, I think, is it Adama or right wing? I want to say Adama's a right wing. He is a right wing, the fastest player in the game technically at this moment in time. But we have gone with Daniel Podence. I think that's how I pronounce his name. 92 pace. The shooting wise, I'm not impressed with, but I think if it's going to be more assisting, it'd be nice to have him running down the wing, Suarez and Sarr kind of playing that backup striker role and just whacking the balls into them. I feel like that's quite a nice tactic. He's got the pace, hasn't got the shooting, could whack a little sniper on him or Deadeye to get that finishing up, just to kind of rate it up a little bit. But that for me is a very, very nice meta team. I feel like it's going to be cheap. There is certain elements that I think will be a little bit more expensive, but I think as a cheap team with not the full database, that is going to be an absolute cracking team. And if I do put loyalty on, because obviously I don't think it shows it, but we have got 10s all around here and then the 7 on Sissoko, so that does make it 100 chem. Don't quite get why it's put 97 there. I'm pretty sure it's 100 if you've got... Yeah, because if you get him manager-wise, that'll be it, manager. So once you put the manager in, obviously it is always going to be 100. You just need a BPL or Bundesliga manager, and it's absolutely sound. Obviously, you will go with probably either a Bundesliga French manager, or you go for a BPL with maybe German links. I'd probably go Bundesliga. But there's my team for today. Hopefully you did enjoy. We're going to be going through all of the leagues, and hopefully we do get the full database, so I can give you as many squads before we get into the game. Let me know if there's any certain type, hybrid, specific league, maybe a kind of estimated price. Let me know down below what you'd want to see, and we'll do that for the remainder of these 11 days, and then we'll obviously have the demo, the web app, and then the 10-hour trial coming very soon. Bar from that, subscribe, like, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.